Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady, it's your boy Jerm, and you are tuned into Kinetic Aesthetic. Today we are going to be talking about the new Netflix documentary that just premiered, came out today. We're talking about Diddy Reckoning. This was brought to you by 50 Cent. It's actually funny, and the Diddy, pretty much his whole team has already responded to this. The main nigga that has been like slandering him, ridiculing him, and pretty much hinting at him being a weirdo is the nigga that like puts together a documentary that just goes over all of his mischievous and honestly not even that's an understatement, the criminal shit this nigga was up to, the criminally horny shit this nigga was up to. Like, I'm going to sort of like maybe like make light jokes in terms of it on some of this, but make no mistake about it, this nigga was a monster. If even a fraction of the stuff that he was been accused of in this one or any of the other documentaries, because there's literally been like 50 Cent was actually late. Like this one, I want to say is like the fourth or fifth one that I've pretty much seen be out right now about Diddy. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting watch. It does have a lot of never before seen footage. You know, there's a lot of footage of like that Diddy was recording himself that was made up like days coming up on him getting arrested. You can literally like the whole thing opens up with shots of him looking outside his window, and there's police that are just like watching this nigga because he was under investigation. And it gives you a whole sort of different feel compared to a lot of the other ones that are just straight, you know, by the book, couple of interviews. This one does have a lot of voiceovers by Diddy himself, a lot of recordings of him talking to his lawyers in days leading up to it. There's some interesting stuff in the later episodes that has him really like, you know, footage of him on the phone with motherfuckers that he was trying to like talk to that like, you know, get to help him out. And I will say that this is a good like, it doesn't go as far as I would say considering a lot of the rumors that are out there, but this has been the one that has really delved the hardest into him being connected to the murder of Tupac Shakur, which I've always, anybody that's really done their history and research, you know how deep it goes. Like, it was Pac's own fault at the end of the day for beating up a made nigga out in Las Vegas like that. But Diddy was the one who, if you know, you know, set a lot of things in motion for that all to start to transpire. So it was interesting on that front, you know. But aside from that, I won't say, if you've done a little bit of research, if you have been paying attention to everything on TikTok, there's not too much that you're not going to be able to look into and be like, oh damn, I guess I didn't know about that. Of course, there's no interview. The main thing I will say is that this shit did a real, like, his son Justin looks like his fucking protege in training in terms of just being a monster, the way this whole fucking documentary framed it. He was there, I guess, for a lot of the bad shit this nigga's been doing later in life. It shows that his sons were constantly around him, and so it does not paint the family at all in the best light. There's a lot of shit that allegedly happened with the mom, not her doing anything per se, but just like shit that she condoned and ignored. So there's it's a lot of slander, you know. He brings in Kirk Burrows, who is somebody who literally helped co-found Bad Boy. Gives a lot of like history behind that I know, well, that's one thing I really didn't know about. So on that front, there's a lot of shit that maybe would be interesting, but in terms of Diddy just being a sex pest monster, it's honestly, I want to say the least shitty aspect of his character that they delve into compared to him just being a shitty businessman, a non-loyal friend. Yeah, a lot of fucked up stuff. I will say there's the one interesting thing that I will say that I will note that I can think about is him apparently, I hate this. This man literally had the audacity while he was emailing Audrey O'Day, who had a terrible and complicated history with the nigga herself, was emailing her about how he was watching explicit materials and then he was going to pleasure himself, and then had the audacity to sign off it, God bless, God is the greatest, Diddy. That was the moment that I'm not gonna lie to you, I legit started laughing out loud, despite, I know it's horrible, I know how terrible it is, but this nigga was literally a comical villain. Like, he really just is. There's some people who are so deluded, who are so lost on their way that you really just, like, you cannot believe it. Like, it's literally to the point of absurdity. And if it weren't for the, you know, proof that she was showing in there, the emails like that, then I wouldn't have believed it. Diddy's a terrible person. I know that some people, I don't know why you would be defending him at this point. If you are defending Diddy, that's really telling me something about you, but I think it's at the point now where it's just been so reiterated, so run into the ground. This guy was not a good person. He is not for anybody but himself. And I just think that we have to, I don't know how you move on, how you sort of divorce yourself from someone who was so influential, who held so much power and esteem. I have this fear that when he does get out after his whole little prison sentence, or however long it's going to be, I know he's already had time served. I'm afraid that he is going to be able to regain and just retake that same spot that he had, and that is a very scary thought. They do end off on the documentary by talking about how Cassie even said that she's afraid of retaliation for when he eventually gets out. It ended with another one of the survivors of this man's abuse talking about how she's afraid of retaliation, how she lives in fear, and I don't blame either one of them. This man is shown, like, we all understand how powerful he was, and thing about it is he's not going to lose much of that power. He may lose some of that influence and the public goodwill, but the power doesn't just erode and go away just like that. So overall, I would say it's a very interesting watch. I would give it a good 7 out of 10, give it a good B. If you have the chance to watch it on Netflix, I definitely would say go do so. It's a good watch. It's a good little day's binge if you have the time, or if not, it's a good thing to just watch in little spurts. Each episode is about an hour long. But yeah, I just felt like I wanted to review on that one. We still have sports talk coming tomorrow, I should say, not next week. I just decided to get this one out first because sports talk was a little long this week. But I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on whatever platform that you're tuning in to me and on. Continue to be good people, continue to drink water, tell your friends and family that you love them, and let's all have a good December and a strong end to this year. This is Kinetic Aesthetic. I'm your boy Jerm. I'm out.